8 days-ish to regroup, recharge. How have you been able to use that time positively with the players?
First and foremost, been fantastic to have a full week for the first time since August. So we actually really, how can I say, enjoyed that in many ways. So possible to get 4 good training sessions into the players, trained well. Try to reinforce the good messages about the different principles we like to get into the players. So I'm confident we'll put a good performance out there today, energetic, positive against a good Crystal Palace team that's difficult to break down. So many times we've seen teams playing against them, and if you don't respect that they have 10 players behind the ball and you play it straight into them, you will run a lot of counters the other way, and we need to be very good to manage the game that way.
You mentioned the principles there. I suppose, what is the key message to your players going into this afternoon?
I think for me, this would be like the key message to understand the game. Understand there's a game where they will be low, and we need to break them down. And we need to be very aware that the rest defending counter press is super good, because of course you lose the ball sometimes. I think that's the big thing, playing off behind them. Also understand that they are very good on set pieces, long throw and corners, so understand that very well. And then we can run at them on our counters or do the right thing, then we do that.
Yeah, of course, with 2 defeats we are never pleased, and we see now also today Chris Richards is not available, and with 4 players not available, 4 players from the starting 11 or from the regular starting 11 not available, with Ismail Sarr, Daichi Kamada, Dani Munoz, Chris Richards. So the whole right side we are missing, and it's time for others to step up, and I think with one really bad performance, it was the Leeds game away, but all the other performances were okay, and like we see in every single Premier League game, small margins decide about if you get the win or not, set plays decide if you get the win or not, and this will be the same today.
2 wins against Tottenham last season, 2 clean sheets as well. You've mentioned, though, I suppose the circumstances now different for both teams, so how do you see the challenge today?
Yes, of course, we would be pleased if we get the 3rd win in a row and the 3rd clean sheet, but I think Tottenham tries to avoid this, or will try to avoid this, but it's a very good team. And you see they're attacking with Kolomani, I know him from Frankfurt, and Richarlison and Kudus, and also in midfield with Bentancur, Ashley Gray, Bergwall. So it's a very good team, and huge respect for Thomas Frank, and we will have to play on our top level. Then it's possible to take the 3rd win in a row, but I think 100 minutes we are away from this.
Clearly a game where desire beats detail. I don't think that we hit a top performance today, but I liked how we digged in, worked very hard, and I think we were very disciplined against a very good Crystal Palace team. So we avoided a lot of those small half transition they're very, very good at. That we really had good positions there. And I think we also managed to create enough chances going the other way, and we also defended very well. So I think we gave 1 chance away in open play, and then the rest was set pieces. So to do that in a game that is tricky and come here and win 1-0, that's just so important. You need to do that in a long Premier League season.
I suppose added to that as well, to do that with all the scrutiny, noise that's around the team as well at the moment. You were very clear, as you said, about the tactical discipline that was required in this game. Just how impressed are you with this group of players that have got it over the line ultimately, especially when you are still missing so many personnel for multiple reasons?
Yeah, I think it's very impressed with the players who work very hard on to show that resilience in games, and also when things is not perfect. And this was a game that was not perfect, but we did so many things right and also kept it very tight. And there's games you need to win like that. Also, as you say, we're missing quite a few of the offensive players, and also missed the captain today. So with that in mind, is even more impressive, and I'm very happy with the win today.
What about Archie Gray? How do you sum up what was a huge moment for him in the context of what he's done as a Tottenham player so far in his career, as a young player who's come in, who's adapted, who's been so flexible? Finally got his moment. Yeah,
he got his match winner moment. Very, very big. Very happy with him. I think he's growing a lot. I think he's doing more and more things right in the middle of the park. Really like that today. He just added up with a goal, so I think it was very good.
This is an area that you have been raising concerns about, particularly after that Leeds defeat. How do you see that one you've conceded today?
Of course we are disappointed, but again, we just lost 1 point, because if you don't score, you can't win. So it's that's we also know that we are missing a few players who are always responsible for how we create our chances in scoring goals. With Danny Munoz, with Sarr, with Kamada, and it looks like right now that we're struggling. But again, when I see the way we are playing and when I see the effort, when I see the belief right until the end, then I'm looking forward very positively. And yes, then we will get these results. I think everybody felt it's a game you can't lose, but we lost, and it's not the first one. So that's what we have definitely to improve.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I mean, when I turned around, I didn't see my teammates celebrating me. I was a bit confused. I was like, have I actually just scored or? But no, it's a good feeling, and it's definitely one that took too long. I don't know how long it's taken, especially the one against Leicester for Leeds. Wasn't my goal, but yeah, it's an amazing feeling. So. Yeah.
Listen, it's 112 appearances, but none of them matter now because you've got your name on the score sheet. And that's for Leeds and for Spurs, obviously. But listen, tell me about that moment when the ball's coming into you and you think you've got that opportunity.
To be honest, I didn't really think about anything. It was just like a matter of I'm so close to the goal. It wasn't really like.
Where do you think ultimately you've fallen short again today?
I'd probably say being ruthless in front of goals. We had our chances throughout the game, just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. I think the manner of the defeat, we can be proud of the performance as a whole. Compared to last week against Leeds, where I think the manager said we deserved to lose, and that was one of the first games in a long time. The manager's really honest with us in terms of performance, but ultimately performance doesn't get you 3 points, and that's why we're frustrated today.
That lack of ruthlessness you talk about in front of goal, 12 shots carved out today. What's at the bottom of that, do you think? Is it a lazy narrative to lean on fatigue and the sheer amount of games that you've had this season? Is it quality of finishing? How do you see it?
Yeah, definitely. Lazy to say that because it's nothing to do with energy or fatigue. It's just we're going through one of those stages now. All teams will go through it where they're creating chances but just don't put the ball in the back of the net. And unfortunately, we're going through that at the moment. We're creating the chances. That's the most important thing. And the next stage is putting the ball in the back of the net, and the results will change. We've seen that previously.
So I was kicking you whilst you were down. Another set piece goal conceded as well today. As a group of players, are you disappointed in yourself at the nature of that goal?
Yeah, especially after last week conceding 4. I think we've been pretty strong on them previously for the majority of this season. So it's very frustrating. So we've got a strong team, an aggressive team. It's minor details. There's been a lot of goals in the Premier League this season from set plays. So we'll have a look at it again and try and figure out.
Tottenham are the team that City have lost to more in the Premier League than anyone else. They've won 7 of the last 12 matches against them. So that looks, and with a return to Thomas Frank's old side Brentford in there, that looks like a group of fixtures in which they can start to really add to their points.
Well, absolutely. Sometimes when you get the fixture list through as the Premier League, it's scary. When you're a Spurs manager, I look at that list that I would be quite confident of all those games leading up to Manchester City. Their home form has been a problem. And just going back to the point that Jamie was making about the offensive side of Spurs, if you're going to open up the pitch and you're going to kind of play a more Spurs game, not be so enclosed, open the pitch up, then offensively you've got to have more armoury than the opposition. And might be Thomas Frank feels that he hasn't got that armoury to open the pitch really up and kind of make it a little bit more kind of you have it, we'll have it. So it's very constructed at the minute, very tight. So the players are actually constrained to that. There's not much room for the game to flow. So that's part of his problem. But those fixtures, I don't know what you think, Jamie, they look good fixtures to me.
Well, the corresponding fixtures, I think, they haven't played Sunderland yet. Bournemouth beaten convincingly early in the season, but it's a different Bournemouth that we're seeing now, and they'd won the rest of them. So it's, I think they're fixtures that are pretty good. Man City are obviously in great form, but probably their best performance of the season was at Man City early in the year, where they were brilliant. We was all waxing lyrical about how aggressive they were on the front foot. We haven't quite hit those heights. There's been a few performances. Everton away was a good one, obviously winning there, and obviously today's a big 3 points for them. But for Thomas Frank, I guess is right now when you're in that position, Alan, you're just trying to establish yourself and get that bit of belief and confidence in the team. It's just about winning games.